Hello, guys. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, y'all.
That's fine. It's Mavrakis. It's a doozy.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to Ladies Night. We're just going to have some chit chat about who these lovely ladies are and, you know, cool stuff like entities, spirituality, etc., etc. So I think to start, I would love to go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves, say what you are into spiritually, if there's any entities that you work with or do not work with. And then we'll just open up the room to questions. You guys can ask each other questions and all that goodness. So let's start with Brooke. I think you just lost someone though. Mistress Bee, are you still there?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that a
Hi.
hairless cat?
No, he has hair. He's a Devon Rex.
Oh, true.
He's beautiful.
He's so cute.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Brooke.
Oh gosh. Okay. Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm a Daemonolater, and I mainly work with Gushin. I'm really interested in history and psychology, fun stuff there, and I also do a lot of art. Sometimes occult centered, sometimes not. That's about it.
Okay, what kind of art do you do? Like,
Uh,
is it acrylic?
oh, digital mostly.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So NFTs are in the future.
I don't know about that one, but you know, who knows?
Okay. Mistress Bee?
Hi, I'm Mistress Bee. I'm pretty LHP, a little bit eclectic. I pull from like voodoo, hoodoo, root work, a little bit of candle magic, a little bit of divination. So I just kind of find what resonates with me and incorporate it into my practice as long as it's not closed or anything like that. I also host my own podcast called The Wizard's Table along with my co-host Ken Allen. So you guys should check that out. It's really fun. Not as good as this one, I think, but pretty fun.
Come on. Do you work with any specific entities or you haven't?
I've worked with a couple different entities. I've worked with Athena. I've worked with a couple demons before. So it just kind of, it's whatever really calls to me.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Kayla.
So I'm Kayla. I work with mainly Lilith, Bune, and Belial. Been dabbling a bit with angels. Had a little bit of a horror story there and keep trucking along. I am also an artist. I'm also an artist. I do talismanic paintings, and my medium is acrylic on canvas.
Talismanic paintings. Yeah, I want to see that.
I know, right?
I have some in the spare
Get it.
bedroom.
Get it.
Go
Get it. Get it.
Oh, okay.
Get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
definitely.
get it.
Yes.
Sorry if anybody sees my short shorts. I was thinking I wasn't gonna get up, so.
While she does that, I'll introduce myself. So I'm Ashley Neima. I have like 10 different names because I'm always trying to do something different. I think I like to focus spiritually on dreams, astral projection, and hypnosis, stuff like that. I'm really into. Recently, I've been having some energy issues where I am really feeling like I can sense energy. And so it's giving me a stomach ache, it's giving me a headache, and I'm just barely learning how to control all of that. Did you bring it?
I did. I didn't know if you guys were ready.
Yes.
We're always ready for art.
This is my Belial one.
Okay.
Oh.
I like the colors.
Thank
Can
you.
you hold it a little closer?
Yeah, can you guys see it? Oh, that's much better.
There we
Yeah.
go. That's gorgeous.
Hell yeah. Wow.
Thank you. And then I have
You-
this one too. This is my Bune one. I'm not done
If
with
you
this
ever
one
start,
yet, but he is getting there.
Oh
if
my
you ever start
gosh.
selling
Wow.
tapestries, I want like 8,000.
For
I'm
real.
actually looking into that. So it's
Do
just
it. Do it.
figuring out the execution.
Well, if you want a website built or anything, I do that in my normal life, so I got you covered.
I would love that. I'm so technologically challenged. It's scary.
I got you covered. You're good, babe.
So Kayla, I'm sorry, I introduced myself while you were gone. But basically, I like, anything to do with astral projection, dreams. I think in the future I want to get into some dream magic and do stuff like that, and hypnosis. I'm really into that stuff. So yeah.
That's sick. That's really cool. I love like dream messages. Like when spirits come to you in your dreams, that's like my favorite.
So how does that happen for you guys? Has anyone had experiences like that?
Me personally, I've had multiple experiences like that because I struggle hearing spirit. So, like for me, the way that I was taught was I would request downloads by bloodletting the sigil right before I went to bed and receive like messages through spirit.
Oh
Have
wow.
you started sleeping with crystals under your pillow yet?
No, but I used to keep a crystal in my boobie for protection.
Yeah.
You should definitely put a couple under your pillow. It'll really amplify those.
Hello, Bonnie.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good.
Good. We
How's
just
it-
finished our little intros, so if you want to give a quick one, go for it.
Okay, what kind of intro? Oh.
Just
My
like what
exact
you're into
reaction.
spiritually, any entities you work with, stuff like that.
Okay, just so my name and
Yeah.
okay. Sure. Okay. Wait, is my camera? Let me try to check my camera. I can't see myself oddly, but am I centered? Because
You
You're
look
a
like
little
you're facing
off-centered.
a different way, but we can see you.
Turn
okay.
the camera to like a left.
Yeah, there you go.
You're a little off.
Like this?
Much better.
Awesome. There we go. Okay. Down. There we go.
Yep,
There you go.
perfect.
All right. Right. Ready whenever. Wait, do I have my teeth?
No, but your lipstick looks good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Where's your eyeliner?
You do know
Huh?
we're live,
Your
right?
eyeliner looks great too.
On
Well,
point.
thank you. I am so not a girl. I'm not good at this shit. I'm more like I what's her name? Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. So.
I love that movie. I
Oh,
love
me
that
too.
movie so much.
I'm so hurt. Okay, I'm ready whenever. So I just say, hey guys. Okay, here we go. Ready and hey guys, it's Bonnie Woodruff. I'm a practitioner of witchcraft as well as I work with the paranormal. I am a psychic medium, and I love working with Belial along with the Morgan, and yeah, that's me.
And Bonnie, that was the same, or Kyla, that was the same of entity you work with as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So we were just talking about dreams and kind of using, you said dream crystals to kind of help elevate your dreams. I used to do that, and I remember it getting super, super vivid, and I really enjoyed that. But then
Yeah.
I kind of got attacked, and that scared me. So I'm like, never mind.
So you got attacked in your sleep, or?
Yeah, and I felt like I was astral traveling, and then I woke up like convulsing because this thing was just trying to grab me in the astral realm, and it like shook me into my body.
Okay. Yeah, now that's quite scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that at all.
Yeah, I
Do
haven't
you-
had any personal experiences like that, but my roommate actually, she astral projects in her sleep, and she experiences that very often. Things trying to
yeah.
latch onto her and mess with her while she's asleep. So,
Does she use anything for protection? Because I use a mat now that kind of
mhm.
works.
Yeah,
It
she put
keeps me grounded.
yeah, she put sigils up like around her bed and on her bed, and she has like certain types of crystals near her bed to keep her grounded and then also to protect her from stuff like coming in.
Mm, that's
Yeah,
pretty
you
cool.
can also make a crystal grid underneath your bed
Mhm.
of like protection crystals. My favorite crystal is actually not a crystal; it's petrified wood. It's called jet, and it's really good for soaking up negativity. It never needs to be
Okay.
cleansed, never needs to be charged. It's my absolute favorite, and I think you'll realize like why it's my favorite when you hold it for the first time because it looks like it's supposed to be a lot heavier than it is, and it's just that like feeling of weightlessness is the same feeling of weightlessness it gives you.
Mm,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
petrified wood. Okay.
I have actually. Well, my boys and then of course my nephews and stuff as well have all held back because my family owns some land, some property. They'll go and pick up big hunks of petrified wood because I do know a lot of people. My youngest actually is Choctaw tribe. Part of the actual tribe. Their family's all legally started in, but I know that one of their big beliefs of protection or absorption is petrified wood. And I have a piece right by my front door. It's like literally anything that's coming in, I try to at least have my, I do that. I do the horseshoe and whatnot. But yeah, I do like the petrified wood.
It's like a spiritual doormat. Just come in, leave your negativity at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna jump into a different conversation. We're leaping here. So I know a lot of us have kind of, I would say, rough stories, rough backstories. And I just want to have whoever's ready, whoever wants to input, kind of talk about the relationship with spirituality and mental health. Like, has it helped you with your anxiety, with depression? Has it helped you do that? And if there's like a specific story of how that came about, that would be great.
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Whatever. I got into it because I left home when I was 14. I went through human sex trafficking and got traumatized at a really young age. And then I turned into like a really gnarly heroin addict. So I did NA, the whole thing, and decided that I didn't like God, but I knew that. But it led me to witchcraft, basically. And what that did for me was it allowed me to kind of look more deeper on the inside. And at the end of the day, it actually gave me more accountability. I still have my struggles. I've relapsed here and there. But at the end of the day, like I still haven't put a needle back in my arm. And May 6th, I'll have 4 years off of IV drug use. So
Hell yeah.
Good
That's
for you.
incredible. Way
Good
to
for
go.
you. Congratulations. Fuck yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. My my backstory, like with words, funny. Witchcraft itself, it was literally to just kind of help balance out all the craziness that was going on around me. Now for me, like first I was very raised in a very Christian background. My family would go to the churches where they're like fainting on the walls and falling down, and I mean, in fact, I think there was my family used to be a member of, Robert Tilton, who was like one of the televangelists that was just ended up scamming a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. My grandparents and stuff would go there, and so yeah, it was really hard because everybody that I, because I thought our family was pretty normal, but there's a lot of, we accept you, we will support you as long as you're doing. I didn't realize it was controlling and toxic until recently. Really, it's kind of been an interesting story, but it's helped. No, does it help me in my mental health sometimes? But with my situation, I think that I wouldn't say it's the blame, but it has helped the other aspects where I was having issues. Like I needed something, I needed an outlet to balance things out, things that my family didn't understand. So I just, at the end of the day, yeah, I guess in a way, yes and no, because when you erase and get rid of toxic or narcissistic people that are around you, then your mental health is going to increase. Like, for the longest, I was always told and made to be felt like that I was the reason for, all the drama and all the anxiety in the family. Now, take me out of the situation. I don't get upset. I don't have the reactions. My family was actually almost like it was, I guess, triggering. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, like, let me help you, because I'm like, let me help you do your banking and stuff, like, because I guess because I have 3 kids that it's like, I'm broke, I have 3 kids. It's not that I'm going and buying drugs or anything. It was kind of crazy, the amount of control. And I think with my mom, it was like, she's always said that I've been very independent. Like, evidently I was not into the breastfeeding thing even. And that really seemed to upset her. So it was like, I think she just thought that I didn't need her. So yeah, sorry, didn't mean to rant.
No, I love it.
So it did help, but
It did, but it opened also more things that had to kind of be thrown out and be open. Like, if you're not doing what we want you to do, if you're not making the decisions and worshiping what we want you to worship, well, then we have a problem. And they're going to kind of, stop. Yeah, like I don't have a whole lot of to do with my family anymore, which has been hard. But at the end of the day, I have realized that my mental health's a lot better when I'm not putting myself in the situations that make me trigger and cause me so much anxiety. I realize now, even thinking about going to visit them just to drop off something, I get anxiety, and I work myself up to the point of almost shaking, but it's because of that constant crap I've gone through. So, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people in the magic community or, in similar communities that were kind of like, I guess, the black sheep, all the rebels.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah.
I think we all can on some level.
Yeah.
Like, people
For
just
sure.
ever, huh? I mean, like, my mom's like, well, you're just going to do whatever you want to do anyway. I'm like, damn right.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that was an ultimate surge of like, no one understands me. I always cry all the time. No one gets it. Black sheep, like Ashley's crazy. She's going to do whatever she wants. And then sure enough, I have enough questions and, I'm led to the occult, and that's what it is.
Right.
So I would love for some of you guys to talk about your relations, because I know a few of you, I'm sure a majority of you, I think everyone kind of dabbles with demon entities. And Brooke, you had an amazing outlook on how you work with them. So I would love for you to go into that, and then, hey, you guys want to input, because I think from a perspective outside of the occult is a very, demons, you can't touch that, like that's forbidden, that's bad, oof, don't go there, blah blah blah. And that's obviously not the case. So so go for it.
Well, for starters, just real quick to touch on the mental health thing, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out there that it has improved my mental health greatly. And granted, it's hard sometimes, you know, because there's a lot of things that working with Gushin specifically has brought to the forefront things that like I didn't want to face, but I had to grow. And in terms of like my depression and anxiety, I mean, I went from like an anxious, neurotic, depressed mess to I really only have social anxiety now at this point, and I'm still working on that. Once in a blue moon, you know, but it's pretty rare. And in terms of working with them, it kind of relays into that in a sense, which is why I brought it up. I don't really see them as demons. I actually see them more like the Greek mythos of daemons, which are helpful spirits, and even like messengers to the gods. So I actually I approach them, and I have all respect for people who approach them as the infernal divine. You know, I just don't personally see them as demonic. I mean, in Gushin's case, for example, he's like a very bright blue, like you might even compare him to like a demigod in the sense of how his energy is. And I my own personal beliefs is that he's connected to Thoth. He's a son of Thoth, and you know, obviously Thoth is a god, so he wouldn't really be considered a demon in that sense. um and so I kind of approach them honestly kind of how I would approach anyone. You know, I treat them as individuals who have their own likes and dislikes and personalities, and like I would as a family member, you know. And that's the kind of relationship I try to cultivate with them, you know, friends and family, not like, you know, an evil or even sketchy demon by any means.
I like that. That's a cool perspective.
Well, your whole thing
So
been
I'm
interesting, knowing you, like just everything, you know. Of course, the first time I'd ever heard of it, Brooke was like through Unexplained, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta like, I had it like,
Yeah.
like I hope she don't think that I'm a weirdo. I just have the friend request because I didn't realize that we both were Cancerians. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
here,
Cancers.
let's cry together, you know, look at the fire and the air sign here judging us. It's okay. But it was you, like, I know if other ones that are, you know, you kind of came front to front with last round for me, and you were really harshly judged, and you handled it gracefully. Like, obviously, you know, there can be a lot of drama when it comes to the occult, and but you, it's like, okay, you were one of the, you know, it's like a pretty Christian, you were a pretty demonologist. You were like me, I kind of
yeah, like I just mind my business, okay? Like I'm not about the drama. I'm very like
right. And you were
chill for the
afraid
most part.
yeah, like much respect, because like she has a large enough following. There are some, and not all of them, because I know that there's some, you know, that listen right now that are amazing people. It's just, you know, you realize that so many people get bamboozled, and it's one-sided. So I just thought that because like I always thought that that was really interesting, because you've kind of been quiet. I know that we have some mutuals and stuff, friends, but for the most part, you're kind of a quiet voice, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of just mind my own business and grind, you know. Take
too, though. Yeah, especially with Gushan.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I work with him mainly, but I also work with like Leviathan and Set, in different ways. But he's definitely the main one that I work with and have a close relationship with. But I do consider all of them family.
Right. Ooh, what about you, Miss Ash?
What?
Like, what some of your experiences? Like, I know that you're very well. You're an air sign.
I'm very airy, all over the place.
Very, very. You think things. You know what I mean? And you're very aware of the surrounding energies and such, which is amazing. I I'm aware of the surrounding energies. I just seem to go walking into chaotic mess anyway. I love it.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I feel like I need to learn more because honestly, I feel like I spent my whole life just feeling everyone's pain and being very empathic. And now I'm just recognizing that I just take on a lot of the emotions and I react to them. And I have these overreactions, and it's because I'm dealing with everybody else's emotions around me and it's separate from my own. So I think lately, like the past couple of weeks, I'm starting to realize no, that's their shit. It's not
Right.
mine.
Well,
and I need to separate it.
There is a real neat trick, and it is so simple and it sounds ridiculous, but it works for me too. But one of my best, you know, she told me, she goes, I know it sounds silly, but just next time that you're overwhelmed all of a sudden with that emotion, because sometimes you're like, well, is it me? Like,
I think it's me.
Yeah. Well, but she said if you're having a hard time discerning whose energy it is, whether it's yours or somebody else's, just ask out loud, is this mine? Me. If I say that and it is mine, I'm still going to be sad. You know what I mean? Or angry or anxious or whatnot. But it will, you know what I mean when I say it lessens up a little bit. When mine and it's somebody else's, I will feel it, but not to the extent to the where I'm going, okay, where is my anxiety medicine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, are we just not going to address the elephant in the room or what?
Right. Last full moon. Come on, guys. What y'all think about the energy?
So might I make a recommendation for that as well? I do recommend grounding, just going outside and grounding.
So much.
But if you are starting to, feel energy and are having a hard time like separating your energy from other people or like protecting yourself from their energy, I recommend learning how to shield yourself.
Okay.
And I don't know, do you watch like anime or cartoons or anything like that?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Not
So you know how
exactly.
in anime they get like almost like a bubble of energy around them?
Yeah.
Like
So I
Super
visualize
I
so I
try and do
visualize that.
I do
Yeah,
try
I
and do
visualize that.
sometimes.
And what you can also do to strengthen that is on inhale, you pull that bubble in, on exhale, you push that bubble out. And if you continue to do that, you'll gain way more control over it. And you'll be able to consistently shield yourself to the point where it's almost subconscious and you only have to renew it like once in a while.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
that's
It helps a
idea.
lot. It helps a lot. I'm fairly energy sensitive and I have to keep a shield up constantly.
I don't know why, but when you're describing that, it kind of reminds me of like Tai Chi or Qigong.
Yes. Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. So I
Breathing
have
techniques.
Yeah, I've done Tai Chi here and there, and I've also done Reiki. I'm actually a certified Reiki practitioner. I went and took like a whole course on that. So um, they definitely have a lot of similar methods as what I had learned before, which is interesting to me because Gushin is actually the one who taught me those things in the first place. He showed me how to do those things, and then finding like those um, Eastern methods and them matching was just so confirming and just like crazy to me.
See, like for me, I'm pretty empathic, and like at first, I would like pick up these feelings and think that they were mine. And I'm an Aries, so I really just don't cry that much. And it's funny that a lot of you guys are Cancers because my best friends are Cancers, and I'm always like, you guys are being ridiculous.
Cancer
Just take
good.
some of my fire and just fire dragon breathe them. But I actually got to the point where I realized that it wasn't mine, and I started freaking out my coworkers because I'm like, who the hell in this room is fucking up my vibe right now? Like, who is upset? I'm like, I like want to cry right now, and I don't like to cry, and they were just like, okay, Kayla.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Love that. Well, okay.
My empathic nature is. Oh,
Sorry. No, you guys, I'm just kind of wanting. I've got a question that's you know, when you have that sensitivity so much, and let's say you're in a relationship, or have you ever had that moment where you know something's up and you almost know exactly what, but you don't have physical proof, and you don't want to be that crazy bitch without any valid. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But that's what I refuse to play into that, because I'm not like my youngest son's dad. I mean, literally, he made me get on. I'm stronger for it. I am, but he kept me on my toes. Like, so I had to feel like I was going to court. Like, I had to have some proof without a reason. Like, no, here's your pie. I know you've been having drugs. You know, I mean, like, so it was kind of like that. But have you all ever had those moments? And how do you, like, right, without coming crazy?
I come off crazy regardless, and I'm sorry I just spoke, but like it's eerie that you brought that up because I literally just went through a breakup on my birthday. And
I'm sorry.
he was a Cancer. I love Cancer women, but
Cancer men are a little.
Work.
No, I feel you.
I have two of them at home.
Oh God! So listen,
well,
right?
And I try to teach them how, though, the good parts of their signs and the ones that need to be worked on.
Yeah. So like, you know, he didn't practice, okay, and bringing it back to what we were speaking about earlier. I thought he wanted more kids one day. He had 2 kids, and that was actually a lot for me. So that's kind of why it ended. It was just more than what I expected. And, you know, once I realized I didn't feel like it was right to drag the family through the mud. So I'm like one of those people that are a little crazy. Like I don't want kids, but I would like to know that if I am though, it's true. You know, I would like to know that, you know, if I ever changed my mind one day, it wouldn't be an issue. So I had this dream where like basically I don't know who showed this to me, but spirit showed me like and him together like 2 years later, and we were married and we were having a conversation, and I wanted kids and he didn't. So it started this huge thing, and he actually thought that I was pregnant, and that's why I was freaking out. And I was like, no dude, like absolutely not. But yeah, like I think when you're with somebody who doesn't practice, it's a little it's just really difficult. And we kept the respect, you know, it was never disrespected, his beliefs and mine, but there is kind of like that
Almost a disconnect.
yeah, it's like a split, you know. And for me it's like I've dated black magic people, and I just give up. I'm just cool with like being by myself. I'm like on this girl kick, and I just want to like ascend spiritually. So
Ash, I do pick up that you are really, for whatever reason, I don't know if you've kind of been trying to work on yourself more, like gifts wise and stuff, but I feel like and I'm just picking it up, like you're picking up a lot of energies around you. You need to keep black tourmaline, or you know, or
Do you have to clean that?
I don't
Do you
know.
have to?
That's
No,
what
okay. Because I know I have some by my bed, and I just feel like
keep it on.
you know, like I'm still sensing things.
Because I feel like lately, I'm sorry, I just had here.
No, it's completely
I'm
true.
feeling
Like you're right.
like a lot right here. It's causing anxiety. Like there's a lot here, and it's probably like I've done before when talking, you know, with my exes. It scares them, and like they're out the door, and I'm okay with that now because I'm like, if they, you know, I don't want to have to worry about somebody that I'm always constantly questioning in my mind, but like. You know, when you know, and it feels so invasive, even though you don't want to, you're not trying to peek into their head and stuff, but you almost can feel what they're thinking. And you're like, would you just that you're kind of done? Like, can you just like out there? Don't like this doesn't have to be like a drum roll, please. Like we don't have
Yeah, I mean,
oh, go ahead, Brooke.
oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, yeah, with actually with my ex-husband, I could absolutely always tell when he was up to some bullshit without fail. I mean, I caught him in so much shit just from intuition. But that's the hard part is like the intuition and then actually having solid proof.
Oof.
Because when you don't have that solid proof, your mind's like, am I crazy? I might be, just maybe. I don't know. So it did take until I got that solid proof for me to actually fully act on those feelings. But I definitely would get into investigation mode anytime I felt something was up. Um, and
So
luckily, oh sorry, nope, I'm done. Go ahead.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
My empathetic nature works really, really well on catching people in a lie. I'm a Gemini, so I can spot a
Me
bullshitter a
too.
mile away.
Love
Me
it.
And
too.
this
Yeah.
past like October, November, December, I had this horrible feeling and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I started to figure it out. And I was like, okay, my boyfriend's cheating on me. There's no way he's not. And so I just kind of kept pushing it down. I kept having these horrible dreams. Like, I don't dream about sex. And they were horribly explicit of him cheating on me. And I kept trying to fight it and kept trying to fight it. And I would ask him about it and he would say no. And then there was this one night where he said he was going out with some guy friends. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out too. And so I went to this restaurant I had never been to before, half an hour away from my house. And I walk in and here he is with a girl.
Oh,
And that
Damn.
was all the proof that I needed.
Yep.
And I mean, we're still together. I forgave him. I even I tried to do a spell to like figure out what I was doing. And so I did some tarot reading and they kept going up like you can go either way. So I did a cord cutting and I even had both of us lick the candles and the cord cutting didn't work. I've never seen a cord cutting not work. It
Oh my gosh.
completely they were 7-day thick candles, both burned down, and the string was still attached and embedded.
Oh my gosh.
Was he controlling by chance? Because I've had where with cord cutting, I would have to do it every few, like for me personally, the person I was dealing with was extremely abusive and controlling. So yeah, I feel like that they, even though they might not be into the metaphysics or anything like that, or sensitive, or not even realize that they are, um, but they sense that you're pulling away. I feel like they can kind of throw out their tricks when they feel that that's happening, because it is, especially when it's narcissistic people or controlling.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he's not very controlling, and this was the only issue that we've had like that. But, you know, I think that it's one of those things that I'm just going to have to continue to listen to spirit. And if I get those sort of messages again, then adios.
Right. It's okay to be the crazy. If they're gonna call you crazy, it's fine. as long as
Mhm.
you, because otherwise, when you stay in situations, you are become crazy, because you know what I mean. You can't stay in a situation like that where your mind is constantly just worried and come out okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. And that's
sorry.
touching on the mental health topic earlier. That's kind of something that, like, my magic has really helped me with my anxiety and stuff because I'm constantly worried about everything. And so I've learned to discern, like, what's just anxiety and what's messages from spirit. And it's really helped me along with a lot of shadow work.
Mm.
Mm.
That's really cool. Like, I just want to say, I think that's really admirable and different for the world that we live in today, that you guys have worked through that. I think despite the fact that he did you wrong, like, you guys obviously love each other. And a lot of people are quick to just give up. I've been guilty of that myself. So
Mhm.
I think that that's really cool that you guys care about each other that much, that you're working through it.
Thank you. Without him, I wouldn't have met my co-host and my best magical partner, Ked. So he's
Aw.
definitely a blessing in my life.
Go
Mhm.
ahead.
Well, there was a song to try with Pink. I think when we have these intuitions, and sometimes we choose not, like the song "Try" that Pink sang. It's the first part of the lyrics is, "Ever wonder what he's doing? How it all turned to lies. Sometimes I think it's better to never ask why."
Ooh.
And because it's like you can tell she's already onto it. Sometimes it's ignorance is bliss, right? Because it
Mhm.
have to be disrupted in what's going, in the relationship that we have and stuff. Now, and I used to feel like I wish I didn't have this. It's like, people don't understand heaviness this is picking up on everybody's energy, or just when you're around your partner for so long, you know when they ain't telling you something and it feels wrong. And I used to hate it, but now it's like, okay, now that I'm in a relationship that I'm not questioning, that I'm not always on high alert, somebody that crazy in a good way, but not in a way that has me questioning myself. That's, that gaslighting shit that goes on in narcissistic, relationships. It's okay. This doesn't have to be painful because it's like they're very aware of their intentions and emotions too. I used to be very afraid of dating somebody, that is a practitioner as well because, like how it can be. But I think for me, as long, I feel like as long as they are truly aware, then it can be a benefit.
I think it's definitely like, it's kind of like if they're not a practitioner, it's more like a mirror. And if they are a practitioner, they're more like another candle or another log to the flame. When you find somebody that is willing to work with you and just wants the best for you, I've noticed that like my practice has flourished.
Love that.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Bonnie, if you don't mind, you can definitely take the lead from here.
Let me just see. Okay. What's funny is, Brooke, I want to start with this. Gushin. How do you say it? I want to, I know I'm one of those that I want to say it properly, at least, and try.
Gushin is fine.
Gushin.
Yeah.
Well, like some are a little more. Could you take Texas?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying. Okay. Tell me a little bit about him. I know that, like I said, if anybody there, get melded to link it, but like that whole experience, can you tell me a little about what was going on that investigation? Or I wouldn't even call it investigation. I guess that's the paranormal in me. But when you were able to, because I remember watching some of the clips of that, and I'm giggling because this guy is straight up tripping because he goes, wait, why is that? Why am I here? You said to make a noise and I'm hearing a noise. I'm sorry. It's funny watching somebody that is skeptical, that they're trying to do it tough. And he probably already had his his notions that he, like, already figuring out how it's going to go. He probably thought you were a wackadoo. And
I'm sure.
Well, come on. People that are in practitioners do look at us. And a lot of us
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I just kind of want to give it because I want to hear somebody else's best, your most exciting stories, things that where spirit has spoke out to you. So yeah, I kind of go with that one, Brooke, because that one just is really, to me, that one's pretty cool because you evidently stirred up a lot of shit with that.
Yeah, I mean,
you and Gushin did, that is.
Yeah, just a little bit. So I mean, I just felt this, I guess originally, I actually just felt this like random urge to like reach out to Colin. So I did. And I basically was just like, hey, because he was asking about opinions of like demons and, do you believe in demons and whatnot? So I was like, hey, I'm a Daemonolater, and I work with demons, but I actually consider them daemons when into the whole spiel of the differences and stuff.
And he's like, yeah, okay.
Well, then he actually asked me if I wanted to do an interview, so I was just like, sure. And he said that they would actually be in Florida in 2 weeks, so very coincidental timing there.
No, that was like set up.
Yeah, for real. So, we went through that whole process. They ended up coming down. I mean, they were cool enough in person. I think that based on what I saw of Andrew's video after, it seemed like he was pretty uncomfortable. And
yeah.
So there's some like behind the scenes stuff, and I'll tell you why he was uncomfortable. So, we're doing the spirit box and we're trying to talk to him. And By the way, my dad and stepmom were actually there. They were just in the background, yeah. So, we were trying to do the spirit box, and he kept asking questions like, "Are you a demon? Are you evil?" Like, kept asking that like over and over again. And he actually cut this out of the video, but Gushin actually said, he said, what is it? I'm a god. I am godly. Like he kept repeating over and over, like, no, like I'm godly. Yeah, and they actually cut that out, so I was kind of pissed about that. I was like, of course you're gonna cut
course
that
they
out.
right.
But that's why Andrew felt uncomfortable, because he actually was starting to piss Gushin off. And my stepmom, she's fairly sensitive. She's Catholic, but she dabbles a little bit. She's fairly sensitive, and she said that in that moment she felt like telling him that he needed to leave. And that was the vibe that I also got from Gushin. Like he
Right.
was getting
Getting
tired of his
You're
shit.
really kind of laid back, but then when you're like, oh, you're really gonna step up in my face.
Exactly. And that is one of his biggest things. He's really
I
big on respect. There's been a couple instances where people have stepped up to him, and he did not take kindly to that. Going off of that, actually, so some years ago, I had a pair of friends over, and they were hanging out, and actually my now roommate and her boyfriend at the time, um, and she was kind of uncomfortable because for context, she had been latched onto by a really negative entity. She was really uncomfortable and like kind of scared of Gushin and stuff, but she was trying to give him a chance. But her boyfriend was like, "Oh, if you're real, show me, prove it. Like, fuck you," basically. And she said that all of the kitchen cabinets opened and then slammed shut. Now, Grant, I was asleep, so all I had was them running into my room at 3 or 4 a.m. like, Brooke, wake up, freaking out. And there was actually these huge black handprints up the wall. That I had his sigil on the wall, and then I had like a little altar, and there was black handprints going all the way up the wall and then onto the ceiling.
love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Kayla, I would love to hear your stories too, because just your everyday stories.
Well, first off, let me ask this, Brooke. Are you in Florida?
I am.
What part?
What part of Florida?
Jacksonville.
Okay, I'm
We're
moving
so
to
close.
West Palm next week.
Okay, hey.
Hey, we should hang out.
We should definitely get together. Hell yeah. Florida trip.
Right? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm like
I feel
3
like
hours away from you.
Damn, okay, shit.
all the Florida people. Bonnie, hint, not. You and Curtis should come
That's it,
to
Curtis.
us.
We're going to Florida.
Yes.
3 places to stay.
It's warm there. It's like
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's freaking 40 degrees here today. This is fucked up.
It's crazy right now. Our weather has been crazy right now.
It is crazy.
Guys, I got in the pool today. It's still pretty warm.
Fair enough. I get cold at 70 degrees though, so true Floridian.
Welcome to Florida, right? No, I don't know. When I was asking Melvin who everybody was, he was telling me that somebody had a weird experience with an angel.
Oh, yeah, hi. Yeah, I did. I had a very crazy one.
Which one?
I honestly have no idea. I don't think that the angel was very forthcoming about their identity by any means. I just know that their energy was void-like. It was weird. Like it was really fucking strange. Like all entities' energy have like a certain feel to them, like cold or hot, or that flows in a certain direction, or like some are even like static electricity, some are like water, some feel like flames. Like it's all very unique to each entity, and that one was just like void. Like you could sense it, but there was nothing to it. It was the weirdest fucking energy ever.
I wonder if it was Azrael, because he's like all about like taking people through like the void and guiding them through it.
Well, unfortunately, in this case, whatever it was not happy with us, me and my roommate. It actually tried straight taking her over actually, and I had to fight it off energetically, and then we had to get Hecate and Leviathan involved and like throw up multi-layer barriers just to stop it from like harassing us. It even, what was it? It also stole something from my roommate. Oh, her ring. Oh yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, let me turn this.
The brass thingy.
Yeah, so I have Gushin symbol on a ring, and she has one for Seer, which is her patron, and it actually stole her ring because that was, protecting her from it. And we enlisted the help of Furfur to get it back, and then we actually didn't realize that it was listening in on us, and we had mentioned where Furfur put it, and it stole it again.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just a very bad situation all around with it. It eventually did go away, but it even attacked my other friend, who I'm not like. She's a very good friend, but I don't talk to her all the time, and she's not really involved in my spirituality or anything. But it actually attacked her as well. So it was just causing havoc, fucking shit up over here.
I gotta say, yes, Scarlett. Let's go, Scarlett. Let's go shopping. I'm like, yes, girls trip.
Right. See, like, for me, my first experience with an angel was with Shimyaza. And I decided to like do this when the Garretts came out with that little talisman thing, and you had to do like the initiation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing it, and I had this burn bowl that I had gotten from like the Goodwill. Like that's the best place to get cheap witchy shit.
Honestly, though.
And I start like the ritual, right? And all of a sudden, the flames just shot the fuck up, and I had a tapestry above my altar, like a pretty big one, and I was pretty nervous that it was gonna catch on fire.
Oh my
So
gosh.
my little sister is there, and she comes running in, and she's like, "Holy fucking shit, you're gonna burn the house down!" So like my ritual got interrupted, and then she went and she grabbed the neighbors, and I never liked the neighbors. I fucking cursed the shit out of these people. They broke into my house at 12 a.m. trying to get me to come party with them. Like, who does that? Like, they walked in my front door, and
So
then
fucking
all
weird.
the lights were off, and they knocked on my closed bedroom door. I almost murdered her. So I cursed her. This was back in the day when I was, like, really loose about cursing people. I just didn't care. I learned that lesson the hard way, but they come in my house, and it was not storming. It was not storming whatsoever. And the biggest fucking strike of lightning shot down on the ground, and my whole house trembled. I mean, it shook like something out of a fucking horror movie. So my neighbors are like, "What the fuck did you just conjure?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but get the fuck out of my house before we all die." You know? So like I had to put out the fire with a fire extinguisher.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really scary. And then I started freaking out, thinking, "Fuck, I've probably pissed him off. Like I don't know what I just did." So I did my best there to close the ritual as respectfully as I could, basically saying like, "Please don't fuck me up. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but."
That was not something you want to hear in the circle ever.
No, so like
It
that
was
night, right?
cute.
That night I had a dream.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So yeah, like that night I had a dream, right? And I was in a car, and I got struck with lightning, and everything went white, and like I died, and I woke up. And I had no idea what to make of this dream whatsoever. So the guy who taught me actually channeled Shimyaza and told me that Shimyaza said that he burned the vessel because he shouldn't be contained, and neither should I.
I love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me, I you know what? I'm sorry. To me, I just have to say, she reminds me of, I cannot say her, Zendaya. What's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's so
Oh my
like
God.
pretty and badass.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Like so pretty. But yeah, she's kind of got that especially air about her too. So, but your experience, because she's so quiet. I love it. It's like, no, you freaking water signs don't shut up.
I haven't really had any sort of negative experience yet. I'm still kind of dabbling. I've only worked with one demon and it was Bune and it was a really good experience. But again, I have like really good tutelage, so I'm really good with like my protecting and my grounding and that sort of thing. And everybody knows that you don't mess with me because if you mess with me, you mess with Ken, and Ken has a djinn on his side and that djinn will ruin you. But the first time I was ever approached by a deity, I was doing some grounding and some meditating, and Athena approached me, and it was like, I'm gonna cry again. It was one of the most beautiful things that I have ever experienced. We were in this like perfect little grassy knoll under this big tree, and the roots were so big, and she called me down into the roots, and we sat, and I sat on her lap, and she brushed my hair and braided it, and she kissed my forehead and told me that I was powerful and I was beautiful and I just needed to step into myself. And it was at a time where I was feeling terrible.
Healing. Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. So it was the only time that I've been approached by an entity so far, and it was life-changing.
Well, no, I get it's really beautiful though, because like I know it sounds, but the brushing hair to me that speaks a lot. You know, it's kind of of a mother when they brush their daughters, or you're not, unless you're a hairdresser, you're not just going to brush somebody's random hair. I love that. I think it just feels very healing, and probably
It was.
always come when we need something, and they kind of show us how to find it or how to work towards it. Yeah. Now I know Miss Ash. Come on. I know because I've heard some of your stories, just your random stories. You're like, you can walk into something and it's gonna find you, like,
Yeah, I think the most upsetting things have been I'm scared something's gonna follow me home, which I feel like something definitely did after a psychic reading that I did. I just felt like something was definitely off about the reader.
Oh,
and no, wait, no.
No, I was wondering about that. I was just gonna say, like, did they have an attachment?
No, I think I'm confusing it, but I'm actually confusing it with the Reiki healing that I got, because after this Reiki session that I got, I came home and some female spirit followed me. And I just didn't get it at all. I'm like, what is going on? And then it was just around me for like a while. And then my friend told me, oh, it's probably trapped in your dream catcher. And I'm like, I don't know. So I got rid of my dream catcher, which I loved and adored. I loved it so much. So upset. And then sure enough, like that, I saged my house and everything, and it just wasn't there. But I don't think that's necessarily true.
Why would they get you to throw away your dream catcher unless they were wanting you to throw out something that could be protecting you? I'm sorry.
Right. Well, they say that the spirit gets trapped in there or something. Like it can.
You can cleanse those.
Right. And I noticed the dream catcher that I had before didn't have a crystal on it, but the one I have now has a crystal in the middle. So I'm thinking the crystal probably cleans it out once it catches the spirit or something.
You know what's also a really simple and fun thing to do is something that I like to do is just take a pair of scissors. Just focus all your energy and your righteous indignation and all of your fire on those pair of scissors. And what I kind of do is I like physically will run my hand around my body and pull it all the way down to like the tips of my heel and then stretch and then snip it off.
Okay.
And it's been something that's really quick, that's like a really nice energetic clearing for me and just helps me not have any attachments.
Okay. I think we're running out of time, guys. So we're reaching that 7 o'clock. Does anyone have any finishing notes, anything you would like to say before we kind of end. Maybe Bonnie can do a quick reading.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, for those that are watching, it's of course I happen to have my cards.
I just wanted to thank you for having me on. It's been really nice getting to meet all of you ladies, and it's nice to be in a space where we aren't kind of that classic like clashing of ladies. We aren't competing, like we're all genuinely here for each other and with each other, and I've really enjoyed myself.
I did too, and I'm glad I did this. I was nervous because I don't really know any of you except for Bonnie, so this is beautiful. There's some Florida people in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong at all, guys. Okay, so here we're getting some information. I'm just kind of asking, what do we need to know for those that are watching the collective watching at this time, and that they're drawn to this. Let's see what's going on. Whoa, 2 major arcana cards already, which is kind of crazy. Okay.
Watch those cards jump.
Yeah. Okay, so the first card.
Nice kitty tail.
Relic doing his thing.
So the first card, yeah, we have the Empress, which is funny. Here we are, ladies.
That's funny because she's my card.
Is it?
I pull her every reading.
I was just talking about this card the other day.
This is interesting because right now, when I will listen, quote unquote, to the cards, and the first thing I'm hearing, my guys, is remains it's a weird way to put it, but remain seated and completely balanced at this time. I feel like for some, this full moon has kind of and I really am not quite, I don't know the whole story of, what is it, Pandora's box. Things that maybe we have kind of put on the back burner that we weren't wanting to deal with. I feel like some things are going to be coming up that it's kind of going to throw us, throw people into that of dealing and being able to handle it, but nurture ourselves to know that, to not feel overly emotional going through it. We have a real portion. This isn't like getting rid. I do feel like it is getting rid of karmic shit, and I feel like it's the same. Like, you ever deal with things that are just like same shit, different day?
Mm-hmm.
Those things in your life that keep repeating, and that I feel like everybody's going to know which one it is. But I think these are going to be standout things, right? So whether it be drama or it can, for some, I'm hearing financial, so that popped out. So whoever that is, good day, because I don't feel like it's for me. But now this is what's interesting. So we have the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like kind of, we got to remain, don't change who we are. Don't try to hide our empathy or sensitivity, or try to, this is like one of the times we're having a hard time speak up, because it is a karmic thing that we're going to be releasing. There is going to be like, I feel like crossroads, which is funny because you have 2 choices. You have to make, you have the sword there that's to cut it right out. But it's kind of like one of those things, like, what they tell when a person's just going to get off drugs, you have to choose it. Like with my ex, as much as I wanted to help him get off of it, because I thought if I loved him enough, it would help him want to do it. This is one of those things. This has to be on you, because you're going to keep, I feel like, being run over otherwise. We do have the 4 of Cups here. Guys, I'm going to say, I feel like we're like, a lot of us are choosing willful ignorance. Like, we just don't want to see the answer that's right in front of us, because for some, it's just not going to be something we want to choose to do. It's going to be hard, and we know it. For others, I feel like it is more. I do feel like for some, it's going to be a little bit more like, well, literally innocent that they just did not see, the other options there to help them out. Now, this is quite interesting. The only one that came in reverse is the Five of Pentacles. So the time, when especially because this is very kind of emotional. This sounds like mental health healing, which is funny because it's kind of one of the first things that we were talking about. If you have it in the right, it almost feels desolate, despair. It feels, how am I going to feed everybody? It's that kind of feeling where it's just stress and worry, and you feel like you have no place to go to get better, heal, all this, all the things. But it is in reverse. What I love about that is I think once we kind of, pay attention to how we have to, what it is that we have to get rid of, cut out, whatnot. Once we find go of it, we have the Queen of Cups. Now, number one, this means emotional fulfillment. This is she's still she's got the dictator. She protects and runs her kingdom, but it is with she gets to keep that, and I love it because it's this stable, balanced, emotional type of way. It's not, again, I'm gonna say it, being that crazy bitch. I keep thinking the Buck Cherry song. You're crazy bitch. But this is the opposite of it. It's like no, do not. I'm not crazy. It's like literally being able to know you're making the right decisions, to feel that you're making the right decisions, to actually see that there is a good change. So I feel like what I'm going to say is don't beat yourself up, because I feel like it's already, like it is, it's karmic, it's coming. Try to go ahead and cut it out. Don't do like me and try to butt heads with it like I did when Azazel was trying to get me to leave an ex and got messy. So yeah, like whatever it is, let it go forward, because like the despair is moving away. So, yeah.
Nice. I like it.
I like that too. Can I touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
One of the things that I've noticed lately is a lot of people have been put in my path, like just randomly, and the correlations are eerie. And I really feel like this is kind of like everybody's time to step into their happiness and to kind of choose to like view the pain that they've been going through in a positive light, and more so transmute that into power. In regards to the finances portion, Bonnie, you're gonna laugh at me, but I really feel like that's directed towards you. I don't know if you read my message before we got on here, but I was actually speaking about you today on the phone to a client because she channeled my ex-boyfriend out of the fucking blue and provided so much healing for me just out of nowhere that I actually recommended you to a client. So I'm gonna call her tomorrow if you're open to doing that, and tell her whatever you would like to charge her if you're okay with that.
That's fine. That's fine. No, it's well, luckily for me, you're at the time, even if he was that, at the time that I did it, he was kind of that ex that you were kind of at first pissed off with. At least he didn't drain me completely.
I know, because you did it for a long time. I was shocked how long you went.
Well, and that's what's interesting. But what I feel like is because his energy was actually more with you. Like he didn't come up in my grill in my place like some of them will.
Yeah.
Help me.
Bonnie, I just wanted to say that like your power is incredible. Like as soon as you started reading, my forehead started to hurt, and like as you kept going and it kept getting deeper and deeper, I literally was getting a headache and I thought I was gonna have to go throw up. And as soon as you set the cards down, gone. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I am like have a super sensitive third eye, so it's a little bit like ready to go. But yeah, it was incredibly intense. So well done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it can be intense, especially for those that are super sensitive to it, like the throbbing. And that's what's funny is like I'm just kind of in here, but like for those that are, intuitive or that want to kind of get in touch for both things to kind of like chill it out when you have those moments like that. Or if you're kind of waking it up, let's say that, hey, come on, I need to do some readings, I need to tune in. I always and which is funny is like, I'm gonna give one neat thing. My mentor taught me, okay, and I love him, an amazing, amazing man. But so you just kind of like, if you know where your third eye, you just kind of, we're here now to find out where your everybody's actual is. You close your eyes and see, mine's a little more, so it's like, I found it again, same spot, which is interesting. So there it is. So what you do, now that I know where mine, I just tap, 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 and it kind of wakes it up. It kind of, or it can calm it down, depending. Like I've had to calm it down that way too, because it, oddly enough, it has helped me. So yeah, I'm just kind of one of those out there for you guys when you work doing meditation. See if it helps you or not. It's kind of one of those things. Everything will pick and choose what works for them. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. But that was really helpful for me when I was learning.
Okay, it is I am back from Dingaling Corner, and it is time to end the show. So I am the voice of ending, of course. So before we go completely, Mistress Bee, where can people find you or yap with you and all that good stuff?
You can get a hold of me through the Wizards table. I'm still kind of in the broom closet with my family, so go on to Facebook or Twitch or Discord, or you can email us at the wizardstablepodcast@gmail.com. But you can get a hold of me there, and I'll definitely do anything I can to help.
Okay, and Kayla?
I am on Facebook as my real name, Kayla Mavrakis. On IG, I am black magic dragon with underscores. .616. I don't know. I spelled it.
The link's in the description, guys. Don't worry.
There we go.
And Madam Brooke?
You can either reach me on the Order of Gushin Facebook page or Instagram, I guess, and I'm just Hellsing Deer on there, so.
Links also. Oh gosh, wait a second. I might not have put that one in there. Uh-oh. I slipped up. Darn it. All right. Well, I'll do that later.
You're fired, Melvin.
You can't fire me. This is my show. Hold up now. Wait a second.
Now you know what a girl slumber party's like. Oh my god, y'all.
Bonnie, what about you?
On Facebook, of course. Now I have a second one, but whatever. And then Instagram, it's Raven Moon Tarot, and always catch me on Fridays with Curtis on Curtis Joseph's YouTube channel. I think he's probably linked everything down there. So.
And Neima?
I'm anything and everything Mystic Dealer.
I love that name. Love that name too.
You're supposed to give more love to Unexplained here. You're part of us as well.
Well, yeah, that's a good one, though.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for Ladies' Night. Ooh, yeah. And we hope everyone enjoyed. And make sure to check out the links in the description. And also be sure to follow Unexplained Possibilities on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram. Thank you guys again. Thank you to our lovely guests. Even though you put me in Dingaling Corner. But thank you guys so much. And as always, remember guys, there are things that go bump in the night. They ran away because it's too much estrogen. Bye, everybody.